G'day, welcome to TCW Unauthorized. I'm your co-host, Itchy the Ref, and we've negotiated professionally to have an official episode with our hero, the Doomslayer. He'll be here in just a moment, and I'm sure he will behave. There is a bit of a noise outside, so I apologise for that, but there's a manhunt going on in Launceston. There was an incident with a knife, but hopefully we can edit out some of that ruckus. In you come, Doomslayer. Oh, here he is, the man himself.
Hey Itchy, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
Don't mind me.
So, thinking about the next show, Proving Ground.
Yes, we're here to talk about Proving Ground. We're at Benny the Ref's old residence. I'm taking care of him. We don't have to worry about him for a while, hopefully.
You,
one of your co-workers.
You negotiated to buy this property, and it all went.
Yeah, negotiated well. Took his photos down. We don't have to worry about too much Benny the Ref for a while.
You like his merchandise? He got a bit of Harry Potter. You enjoy a bit of that? Are you going to get rid of it?
Well, Doomslayer is actually a huge Harry Potter pothead, but I've got the VHS, I've got DVDs, I've got Blu-rays. There's a whole lot of Johnny Depp stuff as well. He's one of the finest actors of his generation. But we're not here to talk about Johnny Depp. We're here to talk about TCW Proving Ground coming up December 11th.
Yeah. Proving Ground is really exciting. We've got the matches here on my phone. We'll start off with the big one. Now, a big championship match that is happening at the event. We've got Dylan Daniels defending his Northwest Championship against the Selfie King, Elliot Grayson.
My good friend, Elliot Grayson, I think that he's absolutely got this in the bag. There's no one that can stop him. He's on a hell of a run this year. Even last year, since his debut practically, he's been practically unstoppable, defeating people from the mainland, people from near and far, and all in between. So I'm absolutely picking Grayson to have, he's got the selfie crown, and this is going to be his crowning moment.
How did he earn the selfie crown? Can you just give that to himself?
It was bestowed upon him from Legends of Wrestling in the days gone by.
Wow, that's a lot of prestige there.
It's a lot of words that I'm trying to come up on the fly here. I'm doing really good, I think.
Yeah, you're quick-witted, Doomslayer, and I think that's going to be the key to victory in your match against Adrian Alexander.
Oh, we don't have to rush to that too quickly. What do you think about...
You're a bit nervous about it.
I'm not nervous. Oh, I'm never nervous. I'm never nervous. But let's not go... We're only here for a short time, but let's not make it too short. We want to provide a good bit of content for El Helio Dead Doomslayer's YouTube channel. Yeah. So, do you know if you're going to be refereeing the main event, or is it going to be Benny the Ref?
I feel like there's no one better to referee the main event.
Benny the Ref could really have it in for Elliot Grayson, so I think you should be there.
I reckon I should be. I reckon I should always be in the main event. So, the main event looks very exciting. Dylan Daniels and Elliot Grayson have had a lot of issues with each other. Elliot Grayson really wants that Northwest Championship, and Dylan Daniels, as Mr. Sinclair put it, is clutching onto that belt.
Just like his hairline.
Yeah.
Which is a sick burn.
That's...
I do like Mr. Sinclair. He makes some great points.
That was a rough comment.
But I do hope that he's not going to be out there to try to help Adrian Alexander when I take him on.
I don't think he will be. I think he got burned by Adrian Alexander at Last Stand.
They're a little bit on the ropes, that friendship or partnership or business arrangement, whatever's going on there.
Yeah. I think you won't have anything to worry about in that regard, especially Adrian Alexander will want to show that he can fight, that he can take on Eddie Jones, that he doesn't need help. He will want to beat you fair and square.
Well, I am planning on having a sit-down interview with our former ring announcer, Jules, and we're going to sit down and do that sometime soon because this Alexander Doomslayer match has only just been announced. But like I'm going to tell him, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell the TCW unauthorized fans out there that, I've been watching all the Adrian Alexander matches. Even before I joined TCW, I was in the crowd watching the matches. I've always had my eyes on him.
Were you wearing the mask in the crowd?
Absolutely, I was. Nobody thought I looked like a real creep or anything.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought so myself.
I remember even seeing him beat one of my favourite Australian wrestlers, the soon-to-be-retired Richie Taylor, I think even this weekend might be his farewell match. And if he can beat Richie Taylor, then, I'm definitely taking him serious, that's for sure.
Adrian Alexander might be taking another career. Eddie Jones has said that he's not sure how long he has left in him. So do you think this could be the end of Eddie after this match? An annihilation, win or lose?
Well, I sure hope it's not going to be the end of him, because I still want to get a piece of his ass for ruining my debut match against Mike Murphy when he attacked me.
Well, were you going to win that match against Mike Murphy?
I was absolutely going to win it.
Huh?
But, so this is a non-title match against, TCW champion Adrian Alexander. But if I beat him, that makes me #1 contender.
I'd say, make Annihilation a triple threat. Doomslayer in the main event of Annihilation. Could you imagine?
That's a good idea. I don't even consider that.
I'd love to referee that.
Because I really want Eddie Jones one-on-one, actually. Yeah, so I'm going to beat Alex so bad that Eddie Jones is just going to pick up the easiest victory possible at Annihilation, and then I'm going to challenge Eddie Jones for the title and get my revenge as well.
Wow.
It's a hell of a plan, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds really good. So
as long as you don't screw me.
I never do. I always play fair, and I make sure that the right winner is crowned.
That's right. The right winner will be crowned, always.
I don't think your match with Adrian Alexander is a no disqualifications match, so I don't know if you need any knife training.
Well, we'll just see what happens.
Fair enough. Moving on, Aaron Lynch will answer Zeke and Dino. We don't know how that's going to end up, but he's going to answer him, so he might say some things.
So Zeke and Dino, his music played a couple shows ago.
Yeah.
Nearly caused the distraction there, and then he had a video play he sent in a message for Aaron Lynch after the last show as well.
Yeah.
So surely that means Zeke and Dino's going to turn up at this one, but we'll see what happens.
Well,
talking shit about Tasmanian wrestling. Reckon that Gold Coast wrestling is so much better.
Well, then why can't he win matches in Tasmania?
That's a hell of a point. It's literally been years, I think.
I was there counting his shoulders down for 3 when Elliot Grayson beat him twice. I think I was refereeing both.
Benny the ref definitely did one of them.
Well,
I remember watching from backstage. I thought that referee sucks. It should be itchy.
Couldn't agree more. So Aaron Lynch, he had a hell of a lot of momentum after he defeated Eddie Jones, and then he was about to defeat Dominic Knight, and then Zeke and Dino has just ruined everything for him. Aaron Lynch is pretty much back to square one. He's no better than when he was Mercury at this point. He just had everything going wrong for him.
I think Aaron Lynch could, if they do face off at this show, then it could go either way. Aaron Lynch is, he's
good.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't count him down.
Yeah. Considering Zeke and Dino doesn't really win.
What else is on the show?
Violet Blitz from South Australia versus Charlie Rose.
We believe we're from South Australia. We did very minimal prep for this podcast because you took so long to eat dinner, and it's getting late, and you've got a long drive to Penguin tonight, don't you?
Yes.
How long does it take? An hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just.
And you're in your P, so you've got to go even slower.
I got my P2s, so it's probably only an hour and 20 minutes now. 10 minutes shaved off. I'll be home in no time.
So Violet Blitz against Charlie Rose.
Yeah.
As we
Charlie Rose is actually wrestling. What a treat for the fans.
She wrestled just like in that tag match not that long ago against Ali Galvin and Dylan Daniels.
It's Ali Galvin.
Yeah, she was in that match.
It was
not. Hey, what does it say on the scorecard? It doesn't say handicap match. It was a tag team victory.
I think it does on cage match.
Oh well, who has control of the TCW cage match?
Well, some of our fans, they like to promote the TCW and let everyone know what's going on and who wins, who loses.
I think you're trying to screw over the statistics of the DNA, the Deadly Nugget Alliance.
Have they even officially put you in DNA?
I'm like the person that carries the pom-poms, maybe. I'm the cheerleader for the DNA. This is a real sore subject for me, so you better steer clear of that.
Right. So, Violet Blitz. Have you researched Violet Blitz? And
unfortunately not, but I guess we're the TCW fans and TCW rosters gonna see what she's made of when she takes on long-time competitor of TCW, Charlie Rose.
Hopefully, Violet Blitz from South Australia has just as much luck as Matthew Peachy.
Not Matthew Pace, but the other way you say it.
He was able to get into Tasmania from Western Australia, where he's based. Yeah, so we're hoping the same happens with Violet Blitz. We don't end up with another cancelled Mainlander match. So.
And speaking of Mainlander matches, we've also got Rory Holmes from WA, I believe it's from NHPW, New Horizons. He's coming in and he's going to be taking on one of my old adversaries, JJ Storm.
JJ Storm, he's beat you one-on-one, and he may beat Rory Holmes one-on-one at Proving Ground. Rory Holmes, you could safely bet that he's going to make it to Tasmania. Western Australia has had a good lockdown and everything. I don't keep up with it.
It's practically non-existent in Tasmania, so it's really hard to follow what's going on because I just forget it's even happening.
I don't get much news down in Penguin. So Rory Holmes,
the carrier penguin hasn't brought in the news yet.
They haven't told me what's going on. As far as I know, it's still 2019. Have you researched much on Rory Holmes?
No, I haven't. No. I didn't realise we were doing this podcast until earlier today.
I've had a lot.
When I realised you were going to be coming into town, it's like, maybe we should do this tonight.
Yeah, you must be so excited each year the ref's in town.
Yeah. Well, when we do, this is the preview show, obviously. So after the show's happened, we'll be able to reflect on it, and we'll have a much more thorough rundown than run up.
Usually, you don't like the review shows as much though, because we're usually talking about a match you've lost.
And what else is on this show, Itchy?
We've got Dino and his Dominic Knight, against Zach Archer and Liam Lacy.
It was a PG show.
That's how he put it. I don't know what Dom stands for. It could be short for anything. Dominating companion. Dominic Knight.
Deathly on magnets. There we go. I just tried to put any words together.
Yeah, it could be an acronym.
And so Dino and Dominic Knight against Zach Archer and Liam Lacy.
Yeah, that's
two people that I've wrestled against before.
You shook the hands of Zach Archer, didn't you?
He clearly landed on my head way too many times and forgot who I was standing in the ring with, and I really shouldn't have shook his hand, given the wrong idea about me.
I'm still hoping that you can turn that new leaf and that you can be more respectful towards your senior wrestlers, because then they might want to teach you a thing or two and you can win matches. But anyway, he will be teaming with Liam. They've had a bit of arguments lately, and one of those arguments led to me getting hit with a chair and knocked out. But anyway, they're cool with each other now, and they're going to team up against Dominic Knight and Dean Nixon,
who are both unstoppable. So
undefeated. I think undefeated. Yeah.
Yes.
They were both tossed out in the Rumble, but they haven't been pinned, submitted. They haven't been disqualified or counted out in any matches. They haven't had a no contest. I don't know. They've won everything.
You think they're going to win this one as well?
It depends how well they work together as a team. I think if they're together, they might get too distracted, too buddy-buddy with each other, think, look, we're on top of the world. Like patting each other in the back too much, and then
Dominic Knight doesn't seem like a real friendly fellow, so I don't think he's going to be too buddy-buddy.
He's still pretty cocky though.
I can see Dino trying to liven him up a little bit and have some fun.
That could lead to some disagreements with him. And
absolutely.
That could be their undoing.
Yeah. But Liam and Zach certainly,
there could be disagreements as well.
Absolutely. They've faced off many times against each other.
They have enough experience to know to probably not let that get in the way. Because they still need to win.
They had their first match against each other at the second ever TCW event.
Yeah, and that match got ruined by Kilroy.
Kilroy, come in.
Ruined my opportunity at Adrian Alexander at Last Stand.
Exactly.
He's lucky that he hasn't shown his face in TCW again.
Kilroy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be saying that too loud. You don't know.
I've been in the gym. I reckon I can take him on now.
Yeah.
I reckon I'll be throwing him over the top rope, one-handed.
Well, let's hope that we have an over-the-top rumble every year.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a good time.
It was.
Great match.
So in that tag match, you think if Dino or Dominic Knight pick up a pinfall over one of these two again, that they should be next in line after Annihilation for a Tasmanian title shot.
After Annihilation, I'm going to be interested in seeing what they have at Annihilation. We're going to see the card come together pretty soon after Proving Ground. We'll know sort of what's in place. There's only the one match.
Who do you see yourself facing? Do you have any
at
conflicts with
Annihilation?
anyone?
Do I have any conflicts with anyone? I have a lot of conflicts with people.
Who do you have the most conflict with?
Oh, Mike Murphy, obviously.
You think Mike Murphy will...
Can you believe that we've recorded a podcast for 16 and a half minutes and not even mentioned Mike Murphy?
You think...
I suppose when you're out of sight, you're out of mind. We sure don't see a lot of Mike Murphy in TCW.
You think Mike Murphy will make it to Annihilation? You think he'll be wrestling that?
I think that someone's got to scrape his carcass off the ring after Dominic Knight beat him at the last show. Back at Breakout. He's broken down. You know what I heard about Mike Murphy?
What?
I heard that he's been training really hard to get back and pick up his first victory. And he was swinging this sledgehammer around and he smashed himself in the leg and crippled himself. That's what I heard happened. I heard that on the grapevine.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. He's such a silly young man.
No one here's like he would have blew his knee out the next week.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably stuck somewhere and can't even drive back to TCW even if he wanted to have another match.
Do you think we should send a TCW support crew to try and help him out?
Like mechanics? Or I think we need to send him like a bunch of flowers.
Send him a cup of cement.
A cup of cement? Yeah, because he needs to harden up. See, I knew where it was going with that one.
Yeah.
Didn't even plan that joke.
We don't
But he is a joke, we know that.
Yeah.
Is that all the matches?
I'm pretty sure. I can't.
So we've got 5 matches and then we'll see what happens with Aaron Lynch and Zeke Andino.
See what happens.
So don't forget, that's December 11th, Ilford Sports Centre in Launceston, Tasmania. Tickets on Facebook and Eventbrite. At the door. Front row sold out. I think second row might very nearly sold out at this point.
I think.
Yeah. Alright then, I guess, is this the end of the show?
Anything more you need to say?
No!
Any more insults towards Mike Murphy?
I don't know. Go have a look in the mirror, Mike Murphy. You've insulted us enough. Go insult yourself.
Alright.
Alright. Ring that bell.